All right, good morning and welcome to the program. It's Talk Sport on Global Television. Time for us to line all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sport. Let's begin from the African continent, and we're beginning from Cameroon, where the big story talks about Cameroon have sacked manager Mark Bryce following an emergency meeting called by Samuel Eto'o after the pair were involved in an explosive confrontation at the meeting. You're losing it. All right, sorry for standing behind schedule due to some technical issues that are beyond our control, but we're back and we're ready to go with all the big stories there, making the rounds in the exciting world of sports. Let's begin from Cameroon, where, as of yesterday, we were told that Cameroon had sacked manager Mark Bryce following an emergency meeting called by Samuel Eto'o after the pair were involved in an explosive confrontation at a meeting. Bryce was appointed as Cameroon manager in April by the country's sports ministry rather than the Football Federation. FECAFOOT, led by Eto, FECAFOOT had accused the sports ministry of unilaterally appointing the Belgian and suggested Eto's name a new coach. But the former Barcelona and Chelsea striker opted to keep Bryce in charge. However, Eto, not present at Bryce unveiling as manager, and the pair had a public confrontation at a meeting ahead of Cameroon's latest qualifiers for 2026 FIFA World Cup. Bryce's support staff were reportedly refused entry to the FECAFOOT's offices in Yaoundé, while a video posted on social media saw Eto prevent a sports ministry official from attending the meeting. Eto was then seen clashing with Bryce in their first meeting, with the country's all-time top goal scorer demanding respect from the Belgian coach. But fast forward 24 hours later, this is what happened. Cameroon have U-turned on their original decision to sack manager Marc Bryce after he originally had his position within the national team terminated following an explosive confrontation with Samuel Eto'o. Bryce was appointed as Cameroon manager in April by the country's sports ministry rather than the Football Federation, led by Eto'o, and appeared to have parted company with the team on Thursday morning. The organization announced that Bryce has been replaced by Martin Ndogo, who will serve as Cameroon's interim head coach. However, that is now not the case after the pair reconciled and Eto'o apologized for his initial actions at a bizarre press conference. Eto'o monologued his apology, where he asked for forgiveness and explained that he would now work hand in hand with Bryce to build a sustainable future for Cameroonian national team. The original altercation between the two relates to Bryce's appointment as Cameroon manager in April by the country's sports ministry rather than the Football Federation. Let's look at looking at what's playing out in Cameroon. It's probably interference from the ministry, just like at times what we see in Nigeria. But can we say it's just because the ministry pays the bills? That's why it looked like the FECAFOOT was not allowed to name who was to become the coach of the Cameroon national team.
I would say, it's supposed to be, it's the Ministry of Sports that pays the bills and all of that. But for me, I would say the president, those that are into the football system majorly, I think they should be the one that pay or that, gets these coaches hired in circumstances or in situations like this. Because at the end of the day, it's going to boil down with the relationship that the president of the federation, that is FECAFOOT now, federation is having with the coach, and that is also going to yield to a successful, run for the Cameroonian side. So I would say, the president of the federation should have a say on the coach to be hired. And with all of that now, I know they are all going to be, if that is being done, they are going to be on the same page and they will find a way to work together. So about Samuel Eto'o, who had an altercation with the coach who was just appointed in April, he probably felt, his ego was abused, his office was abused and all of that. And then he's trying to, make a stand and then let this guy know that, okay, I'm the president of this federation, you say answer to me. But the bottom line is the Frankfurt Football Federation in Cameroon should always, go through, and then not just the ministry alone, doing the appointments and then, getting whoever they feel. I think they should go through the Frankfurt, the president and other technical bodies, technical crew on how to, get a very good coach that's going to push the team forward.
Do you think this is likely to affect the Cameroonians' World Cup qualifier?
For the fact that they've had their back and forth, and then Samuel Eto'o coming out to, apologize fast and not waiting for anybody to drag him to do that, I think it shows that, okay, despite the fallout that they have, they are still going to find a way, a mutual understanding to work together for the betterment of Cameroonian team. So I don't think it's going to have a total or it's going to have an effect on the team, since they are now, the coach now and the president now are now on the same page, and then it's going to work out. But if they don't get to qualify, at the end of the day, it might come back to bite the coach.
All right, let's move on to other talking points. Let's come back to Nigeria, where the Nigerian Women's Football League is in the news this morning. Let's tell that the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, on Thursday doled out 42.5 million naira to the players, coaches, and backroom staff of Edo Queens following the team's Women's Football League Super 6 tournament in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. The 30 players got 1 million naira each, technical crew 5 million naira each, backroom staff 5 million naira each, while the team's supporters club got 2.5 million naira. With the victory, the Queens also clinched a ticket to represent Nigeria at the CAF Women's Champions League, Africa's topmost women's club football competition. Jubilant fans led by the wife of the Edo State Governor, Dr. Besti Obaseki, joined the motorcade of the victorious Queens from the Western Boys High School in Ikpoba Hill and cheered the team through to Aduwawa and Pakpava, Plymouth and Ring Road before terminating at the Government House, Benin City, where they were received by the Governor, Obaseki. Obaseki was joined by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the person of Dr. Asiu Ighodalo and other top government officials to receive the triumphant girls. The governor, who praised the team for their excellent campaign at the 2023-2024 season of the Nigerian Women's Football League and victory at the Super 6 tournament, assured them of the state government's sustained support. I think this is what we're asking for, a lot of support for female football.
Your Queens are making money.
That's why they're the Queens.
Yes, this is just, this is what we've been clamoring for, crying for all this while, and then for Governor Obaseki taking this initiative of, recognizing them, inviting them over, and also giving them cash prizes.
It's cash prizes not just for the players,
not just for the players, it went all round.
To the supporters club.
Nobody was left behind. Obaseki, well done for that. And then, and this is also going to be a boost for them since they'll be representing in the CAF competition. Yeah, so this should boost them, give them a little bit of morale to be able to
want to win, because more
yes, the more goodies will be
come.
coming, and then probably if they get to win on that level, maybe the First Lady of the country would want to host them and as well.
And chance for them to be in the Super Falcon.
So it's
a win-win
it's
situation.
going to be a win-win situation for the players and the country at large, but they need to go and perform at a very, very, high level to be able to ascertain that.
All right, I was still saying congratulations to the Edo Queens, emerging champions of the 2024-2025 season, 2023-2024 season of the Nigerian Women's Football League. Let's move on to other talking points. The Nigerian Premier Football League has reiterated that the 6 billion naira broadcast right deal it signed with StarTimes was not just the only offer it received at the time, but that the best negotiated partnership that came after over 6 years of the league not shown on television. The head of the league body, Igbenga Elegbeleye, stated this in response to publication that suggested that the NPFL snubbed an offer of $11 million proposed by another firm. He said the NPFL had from the onset insisted that it was open to offers and actually knocked on the doors of several corporate organizations for sponsorship of the league. He added that the IMC would SuperSport with a view to bringing the South African broadcast outfit back to the NPFL. I think it's fair enough if the 6 million is better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. At least 6 million is better than nothing. So now it's just for the 6 million to be used into a very, very good use, and then see what is going to come out of it. Maybe it's also going to help, in terms of planning and all of that. So, but this issue of $11 million being declined and them coming out to say none of that happens, how can we, ascertain or be certain that this really, really happened? But, well, let's still look at and then move forward and just hope that, okay, with the 6 million that they got, they will be able to, advance and then do something positive with the Nigerian Professional League.
I think a lot has to be done because initially we had SuperSport covering the Nigerian League, but once the pitches were in bad conditions, our crowd violence made SuperSport pull out. So I think the IMC should do the need to ensure that crowd violence and the pitches okay for the cameras to pick, because those are some of the reasons why Super Sport declined further, showcasing Nigerian Professional Football League, and we hope StarTime has the quality to portray the Nigerian League in a better light. All right, let's move on to other talking points. Let's stay focusing on the World Cup qualifiers, as South Africa coach Hugo Broos has named his final 23-man squad that will face the Super Eagles in June 7 World Cup qualifier in Uyo. The same selection will be used for other qualifier at home against Zimbabwe. Meanwhile, Foster in his final 23-man squad for next month's World Cup qualifier. Let's look at South Africa already getting ready. They're already naming their team ahead of the qualifier. Does that make you feel like they're even more prepared than the Super Eagles?
I don't think they're ever more prepared, because our list all came out first. The Super Eagles list came out first, and we have the camp. We have Ndidi, who is already back in Nigeria. So, and then the camp now is going to be opening on Monday. Hopefully by this weekend all through now, apart from those that will be playing in the Champions League finals, I think they should all start coming back, and those that didn't get a call-up will start being around and getting themselves ready for the qualifier. So I wouldn't say, they are more ready or more prepared than us, but we have a new coach who is not totally new to this team, who is not totally new to the squad. So I wouldn't say they are totally more prepared than the Super Eagles. I would say that they are all getting their acts ready, getting their things ready to just, because it's always a very tight game between Nigeria and South Africa, and I'm sure they are doing everything within their power to qualify. But I'm sure with our new coach Finidi the Judge, and then the current form that most of the Super Eagles have now, I think it shouldn't be much of a problem for the Super Eagles to get a win and as well qualify for the World Cup.
Some people have said the Nest of Champions is the Jinx Stadium. The last time we didn't qualify was in that same stadium, and some are saying, why are we taking the battle there? Is there any part of you that feels the Bafana might just shock the Super Eagles?
Which stadium? The Uyo Stadium or
the Uyo Stadium?
If you look at the history, a few matches that we've played in Uyo, we've actually won. But that other period when we had the match, it was just a bad day in office for the Super Eagles. But I don't think they would expect history to repeat itself. So the only history that wants to happen is for us to win matches that we used to win. So I hope they will be able to perform well, get a good formation, and then the players will all come out and play at their best. And then I don't hope for us to have a problem or at the end of the day lose out. So we just expect a good result.
Wilfred Ndidi has already said the Super Eagles, they are under pressure to win against South Africa and Benin. For him to start mentioning the fact that they are under pressure, does that scare you that might make them, not focus on the game properly, and because of the tension in the team, they might just not play up to their full strength?
I don't think totally that's what he means, because I think